Welcome to season 3 of WiLB Drinking Coffee with Tammy and Cher.
Good morning. Hey, good morning, everyone.
We are super excited to come back to you for season 3. I know we're adding seasons. We're making it feel really important right now. But you know what is important, Tammy?
What's that?
Coming out to WiLB. I think it is an exciting time this year. There are tons of changes happening, and we want to make sure that everybody, and I mean everybody who's gone to WiLB before or who is sitting on the fence about WiLB.
Absolutely.
So make sure they know all about it.
Yeah, we want you to know. I mean, there's so much that's changed, but the heart of WiLB has stayed the same. And, you know, the real reason for coming, which is to get to your next level, that hasn't changed. We've changed the venue. We've changed the time of year. We've got a fantastic new program this year, and still the same intention to help women get to their next level, whether it's running their own business and they want to take that business to the next level, or whether they're in a large corporation and they want to level up in their own organization. That's what WiLB helps women do.
And I love it because I've been now to the conference 3 times, I guess, with the whole season 3. No, 2 times. And this is going to be my 3rd time. So I really have a good idea of, you know, what to expect. But the interesting thing this year is a lot has changed.
Yes.
A lot. So many things that I'm used to. So many of my comfort creatures that are so different, but so awesome. So I would love for you to give everybody an idea of what to expect, because this is all about why you should register. But in order to know what you're registering for, you need to know what you should expect. So
So WiLB is this incredible conference and community with about 300 women and about 100 young leaders, which are normally in high school or first-year college university. We get together, we spend 3 days exploring a relevant topic that will help women or that impact women in their leadership journey. This year, the theme is, cheekily enough, what are you thinking? And it's about exploring the connection between some of the brain and the neuroscience happenings and findings and some of the things that we do or don't do in our leadership world that are connected to that. So how can we get in tune with our thoughts? How can we identify our thoughts that are maybe getting in our way and replace those with other thoughts that will help push us further? So that's the theme of WiLB this year. And each year it's a little bit different, but aimed at helping women get to their next level. One of the big changes this year, though, is that we're right in the heart of Niagara Falls. So we've been in Niagara region for the past 10 seasons. This is the 10th WiLB conference, which is pretty fantastic. But we are at the Sheraton on the Falls, right at the base of beautiful Niagara Falls. So we are leveraging that beautiful wonder, and we are doing Pilates in the morning outside by the falls.
Oh.
You can't
never done Pilates by the falls or anywhere else for that matter.
No. So if you're going to try Pilates, do it outside, beautiful fall morning by the falls. It is one of the best places on earth where you can explore and get in touch with your leadership and your style and your strengths and your connections. So that's changed this year. We also have a morning mindfulness session. We've got great new speakers that are exploring that mix of hard and soft. So hard data, soft skills, great connections. Amy just jumped online here and said she's looking forward to the changes at WiLB. We are too. So our organizing committee is just super pumped about what's changed and what's new and what we're continuing to grow and evolve and develop each year.
I think it's so cool because, I mean, the first venue kind of set the stage, even just what to expect. And now you guys have leveled up the playing field. Yes. Now you're taking me right into the heart of Niagara Falls and the majestic feeling, like when you actually take a look at the falls and you are in that awe and wonder, then you can start to wonder what you should be doing with your career, with your business, right? Yeah. And taking that momentum. Right? Like I know I'm stretching here, but you know what? Give me a second, because taking that momentum, that amazingness, and what you can bring back in your own life as well. And it is a wonder of the world. People travel all around the world just to come to the Niagara Falls. And we're purposefully,
we picked the Niagara region to get people away and to get people out of their world. This is a business conference, first and foremost, with very strong personal connections to who you are as a leader. And sometimes to really dig into who you are as a leader, you need to get away from your everyday.
Yes.
You need to get out of your world,
Exactly.
away from your kids, away from downtown Toronto or Markham or wherever you may come from, and get into this whole other world.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it's an incredible location for us to explore leadership and help each other level up.
I'm loving it. And, this is 10, you're 10 conferences.
10th conference.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the 10th. And you must have some incredible stories. You can't just, you can't just have 9 conferences going on number 10. So it's a special one, new location, new everything, always learning each time you do a conference. The people that have returned year after year after year. I'm back because I want to be there. And that's super exciting, but you must have a few stories that you can share with us. And I want to let the viewers know, if you're watching, whether live or on the replay, if you have a story, if you have a WiLB story, a WiLB moment that you want to share, please feel free to write it in the comments, because whether we feature it on this broadcast or on the next broadcast, we want to shout you out, because your feedback is also very important to us as well.
Absolutely.
Your stories are magical. I've met some amazing women that have now become part of my council. Some of them have even been into like my inner circle, which is really cool. So what stories have you seen, heard, experienced for yourself that you think people need to know as far as helping them decide whether they're going to register this year?
Okay, fantastic. So it is the stories that matter. It's the stories that touch the heart, my heart, every year, and compel us to make it bigger and better and just more personal and more business focused at the same time each year. Some of the stories that really stand out for me, I've gotten phone calls the day after WiLB ended last year and the year before from people that have made life-altering decisions based on their experience at WiLB. And those decisions took courage, and they took a belief in self that was only inspired by their experience at WiLB.
When you say life-altering decisions, sorry to interrupt you. Pardon?
They quit their job.
Oh, that's
and
huge.
In both cases, so it's the last 2 years, they'd been thinking about it and wondering about it, and they'd been doing something on the side for a couple of years. And then they got to WiLB and they explored this world of honesty and courage and their own strengths and identifying their strengths and some marketing and branding and all of these things together. And, I think I stretched it when I said it was the day after WiLB. It was probably within the first 2 weeks. But I got phone calls from both of them and said, you know what, the time is right. And thank you to WiLB for helping to give me the courage to take that step in my life. So that's the last 2 years alone. So those stories really stand out to me, because without courage, we hold ourselves back all the time. Yeah. Everybody's afraid to do the things they want to do. But if you can step through that fear and know that you're in a supportive network with great ideas that have helped you to start that business, or have that conversation with your boss about, you know what, I really think I should be a director, or I really want to move into that role. Here's what I'd like to do. How can you support me in that? So giving people that feeling that they can have those courageous conversations to help them move forward. Those are the stories that stand out. There's one other one too. There's a young woman that was at Born to Lead, which is, we have a youth component to the conference every year. It runs the same time as WiLB, and we have about 100 to 150 young women that attend at a subsidized rate. So every time you buy a conference pass for WiLB, you are helping to subsidize a young leader to make their way in the world. So that's a pretty compelling reason on its own to come. And we have people that started at Born to Lead, 5, 6, 7 years ago, that are now coming to WiLB because they feel connected and part of that community. So, one woman called me, and she had been to Born to Lead, I believe, in the first year that we ran it. And now she's basically on her upward path in her organization and wants to come back and experience WiLB full. So
and I love that. That's amazing. Like, especially for a young person to be so impacted at an early stage of their career. Cause I know, this ain't my first rodeo. I'm not a millennial. I am well into Gen X. Okay. So, imagine having that leadership so young, that pathway, that direction, that feeling of I can reach out to people to give me wisdom and guidance along the way. And the thing is, you don't have to be young, like super young, to tap into that.
Right.
I am, I turned 45 this year. Right. And the last few years has been, as you know, my personal life, because not everybody's going to know, but Tammy, my personal life. You know that I've gone through some changes.
Yeah.
Changes. And I have found and met some incredible women at WiLB, including you, by the way. You're counted. And being able to have conversations, have perspective shifts, have advice, calm me I wanted to use a bad word, but calm me down from, and sometimes even talking you off a ledge and just handling things.
And
here's
we all need that.
Exactly.
I love the mastermind group that you set up last year after the conference. And I mean, I think there were 4 of the most incredibly genuine, strong, powerful, courageous, inspired women that I've ever met. And they're continuing to meet on a semi-regular basis and help each other to level up.
Exactly.
And that's the kind of stuff that happens at WiLB. So it's business, and we teach skills that help you to put together the pieces in your business world, but it's personal as well. And it's just one of those things that you remember those moments. Amy says one of her most favorite WiLB moments was feeling the energy in the room when we broke out singing Roar. That was a phenomenal experience. We taught the women on we always have a Sunday night social. That has stayed the same. We want people to loosen up and get ready for the rest of the conference. So the conference starts on the Sunday afternoon, but then the Sunday night is this social. And the one night we taught the women in the room to sing Katy Perry's Roar. In 3-part harmony, and we videoed it, and then we sang Roar, and I could literally feel the walls shaking. The energy in the room was absolutely incredible. But then the magical part of that was at the end of the conference, when we were kind of doing the conference wrap up at the end of day 3, the crowd spontaneously broke into Roar on their own. It was just, it sounds bizarre and weird, but it was one of the most incredible experiences for me as well.
I know. And that's one of those stories that you kind of, you can't, it's like, you got to be there. You got to be there to experience something like that. Cause telling it is one of those, oh, okay. Right. Yeah. But when you experience the energy, and you have to remember that it's not just that was the pinnacle of that experience, but that was the momentum of the energy and the connections and the friendships and even that going within to bring that leader out. The things that we've learned, that transformation was so key. And that's what led to the moment, because by itself saying, oh yeah, a bunch of women were singing Roar, it's okay. But when you feel that, and that's really why it's this is such an experiential event, because when you feel that connection, when you go through, because the one thing that I want to say about what you've done so well with the conference is one of the reasons why I continue to want to participate, to do this show, because I want to make sure people get the word, understand that this is an amazing event that is not to be missed. But one of the things that you do so well is how you curate the moments, how you curate the speakers and the time that it takes to create the agenda, because the agenda is what builds the momentum. You don't just, okay, where do you guys what time do you want to speak? No, you've thought about that. You layer in how the experience is going to go, and you're looking at the tracks, you're looking at how you're building that together. And it's not just, okay, we got a spot, we'll put you here, we'll put you there without thought. And that's where that energy that reached that pinnacle of women singing Roar. And again, it was something that was so fire, it was amazing.
And we do approach the conference. So there's a group of owners behind the conference, and we're all adult educators, first and foremost. We're not salespeople. It's not about glitz. It is about a true passion for helping people learn and helping people get to their next level. So you're right. The conference has been created to build that moment after moment after moment and lead them somewhere.
Yeah.
Last year was interesting because we took a big risk, and we're doing it again this year. We started our Sunday night social with an improv session. And people think improv is crazy. And, you know, we told them what it was. And at the beginning, they kind of hung down or hung back, and they stood at the edges of the room, and they didn't really get involved a little bit. And we had this incredible facilitator, Janine Profeta, who's back again this year. And people stood back at the beginning, and little by little, they came forward, took a step forward, took a risk, met somebody new, did something different. And again, by the end, in an hour, the transformation was pretty phenomenal. This is about helping people to make those kinds of transformations in their life. And that's what we do and do well.
Exactly. And that's the one thing that I can say about this program is that WiLB does a really good job of this, and things that you might be, you know, on the outside looking in, because I'm one of those people is like, I don't really want to play a game, or I don't really want to do it. And then I actually do it. And it was so worth it. Like that improv session was such an incredible experience. Like as you walked around and people were stepping into their own awesome, right?
Mm-hmm.
And stepping into places where they might not have normally played. And it's that play when work becomes play. And you're able to tap into things that you wouldn't have otherwise have done. And again, I'm one of those people. I think I'm one of the cool kids. I'll stand at the back of the room, but then you start to get in there and then holy.
And I mean, think about the situations in your own life where, you know, you take that, or you have that opportunity to talk to somebody, and you let your own fear or your own self-doubt or whatever it might be stand in your way, and you don't have that conversation. Mm-hmm. And what could be missed? And that's all that improv taught us to do, or actually helped us experience, was 5 seconds of insane courage to just be that authentic you and go and approach somebody in a different way, because that's a life skill and a business skill that is absolutely invaluable. So it's finding those skills, and we put people in that experience and have them live those skills. We don't just talk about it. We have them live it during the conference so that you leave there having done those things. And that's what makes a difference.
And I love how Mary's like, she's looking forward to this year's conference. We are too, Mary. And everybody who's joining in on the comments, please continue to join us, because we got a conversation happening here. And there's something else that I wanted to mention is like, there's a lot of fun stuff, but there's a lot. The hardest thing that you will experience as a WiLB goer is trying to figure out which session you're not going to because you have to go to that one. It's so hard because there's so many good sessions, and it's not just all, you know, improv and yoga. It's like those are like sprinkles on the icing of the cake. Right. There's so many skill building opportunities, mindset shifting opportunities that we get to experience while we're there. And then we get to play. Mm-hmm. And that's what makes it set in.
Right. And then, you know, one of our sponsor, our main sponsor, our title sponsor is Meridian Credit Union. And they always do an incredible session every year where they get more honest and raw than I've ever seen leaders get. And they're doing that on the Tuesday, the 22nd, and they bring a panel of senior leaders. Last year, they went through live coaching for the 4 months prior to the conference. And these are executives within this large corporation that have shared their insights and shared what they learned and what they struggled with in front of a room of 300 people. It took incredible courage and honesty, and yet the women learned things in there that they never would have expected to learn about a large business and running a team and, you know, addressing a certain aspect of your leadership style that maybe you've been afraid to admit that you have, and how to deal with that and move forward through that. This year, we're dealing with things like trust. How do you truly build trust in your team? And how do you identify that in others? How do you overcome negativity? How do you look at those thought patterns in your head that are holding you back and move forward? You know, we're looking at some gender differences when you're dealing with trust. And some of the, you know, I know it's been done a lot, but it's a session that the speaker that's coming is Maria Gam, and she's requested to do it over and over wherever she goes, because it's a harder hitting gender session in terms of, why isn't he listening to you when you're in the boardroom? What can you do tangible, on the spot, in the moment, to encourage everybody to listen to you, respond, and engage differently? So it encourages you to take a good hard look. And we don't care if you go to every session. You won't be able to go to every session, and you'll have to choose. But if you need to take a session off and hang out with somebody or meet one of the other speakers, or you're so bursting with ideas that you want to write some of those ideas down, we really encourage you to do that. We do want you to choose your session in advance, because we want to help our speakers identify how many people they're going to have in the room, 40, 50, or 80. But it's really nice to be able to, when you get there, live in the moment as well, and use those experiences to help you on the spot get to your next spot, your next place.
100%. I love that. And I love the fact that Stephanie Clark, my favorite WiLB moment, so many, and ultimately helped me step out of my own negative self-talk and start my business full of gratitude for the WiLB experience. Can't wait for October. Neither can I. I totally understand that, dealing with the whole negative self-talk issue, because that is huge. And success starts in the mind. And there's so many, and this is all about mindfulness this year, and just how we can step out and claim the success that is right in front of us, that we have the ability to harness and grab hold of. And this is exciting stuff. And again, the program is all about that. And it's just exciting when I see that. It's just, when I see this program, when I see what's happening this year, it's just some incredible experiences. And what I liked about what you said is the sponsors are not just being sponsors. A lot of them, they are integrated into the conference experience. And that's something that I quite frankly, as a speaker, I don't see that very often. So that's just another special moment of WiLB.
It is. Our sponsors believe in the mission and the vision of what we're all about. And Meridian Credit Union has been such an incredible partner. And a lot of our speakers are partners as well, because they believe in what we're doing. And they truly help to shape the experience of our delegates when they're there. They help to shape the sessions and the content. And they really help it come alive. So we are so honored to be involved with our sponsors and partners that help us to bring this to life, including our venue partners, Sheridan on the Falls this year. So it's just a really great experience for us to be able to assemble this program. We know there's a lot of competition out there for dollars and time, and just, it's hard to get time away from work. But it is something that, if you're sitting on the fence, if you're thinking, I haven't really done everything I wanted to do this year and I don't know why, this is one of those truly life-changing opportunities for you to say, you know what, I'm going to invest in me, and I'm going to go to WiLB this year. And don't wait until the last minute to register. If you register now, book your hotel room now, because there's limited rooms available at their special group rate. And then you've got a month to figure out and plan, what do I want to get out of it? And we'll connect you with other people that are registered for WiLB, so you can connect with them in advance. We really want this to be a planned approach to your development and your learning. So take that leap, sign up, and then spend the next month figuring out what you want to get out of it, and orchestrate your own experience.
Exactly. And that's what I did last year, because we talked about that on the show last year, and we'll talk about strategies coming up later on in a future episode. But it really is about not just showing up and then looking, oh, maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll do that. It really is about being strategic with your experience, because the experience has a direct impact on what it is you want to accomplish. And we are the ones individually, we are the ones to say, okay, am I just going for a weekend away, or am I going to get stuff done? Am I going to tackle something that I want improvement on, that I want to change about who I am, and I want to improve, or I want to just pull that out of me? Because the negative self-talk being an issue for many women. It's something that we kind of hold on to. And again, the success starts in the mind, and it's a mindset. It's those.
Right. And you need tactical strategies in the moment to be able to deal with that. It's not fluff. It's not a motivational conference. Are there moments of motivation and inspiration? You bet.
100%.
I am the first one to say motivation isn't enough. I need strategies and tactics and skills, and I need to experience it to know that I can experience it. So again, you go through those opportunities when you're at the WiLB conference.
Mm-hmm.
Our speakers, so our Monday morning opening keynote is Dr. Bryn Weingart, and she speaks all over the world, and she's written books, she's researched the concepts behind leadership that are so closely linked to brain science.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's tangible. It's how do I reach out? How do I alter this thing that I do every day that might be holding me back, or that maybe could push me further if I just tweak this one little thing? Mm-hmm. So that's really key. Our conference closing keynote is the unstoppable Tracy Schmidt.
Yeah. And,
she is a motivational person in her own right.
Wonder.
And she's also hard hitting with skills.
Yeah.
She has done, and I'm not going to spoil it, but she has done incredible feats where, she's a Paralympian. Mm-hmm. She has climbed mountains. She has sailed. She has transformed businesses. She is just truly an inspiration that you don't want to miss. Mm-hmm. She is on the world stage in the last couple of years with A-listers in both the business world, John Maxwell's world, as well as in film and industry that way. She is just a force that you want to be part of as our closing keynote speaker.
100%. That is exciting stuff. And if you wanted to leave them with one more thing, because we're going to be talking about this we have about 5 or 6 episodes planned. We are going to be talking about this. We're going to get people registered. But right now, what should people be doing? What do you think they should be doing? As far as at some point you got to decide what you're going to do or get off the pot. What are you going to do? What do you tell people to do at this point?
So, I really would check out the program online. So it's wilbconference.com, and Cher's posted that. Almost like this was scripted, but it really wasn't. It's just kind of flow with this. But check out the program. Look at the speakers. Research the speakers. Mm-hmm. You are making an investment, so choose wisely. Mm-hmm. The speakers are top notch. We're flying them in from across the country and into the United States. They are experts in their field, and they are so willing to share their experience with you. If you want to reach out to them ahead of time, I am 100% confident that they would all reach out back to you and give you additional insights into their session. So do a little bit of research. Even this morning, after this session ends, grab a cup of coffee, go onto the website and just look at it and explore and think, where can you see yourself in that mix? And where do you want to see yourself in that mix? And then I would register, because you're going to go back and forth. You're going to say, should I, shouldn't I? Should I look at this? Should I do this? You know what? Take that leap of faith and register. And then again, spend that next 5 weeks or so really planning your experience by looking at the sessions. Where do I want to go in the next year? And who in this speaker mix can help me get there?
100%. And at the end of the day, it's one of those things that this is number 10. This is not number 2. This is not number 3. This is number 10. So clearly you guys, you have something that's working, and you do it because you see the transformation. I know your heart in what you've been putting into this, Tammy, and you do it because this is a love project. This is a love child for you. You do it because you love it.
Yes.
So I would definitely remind people that this is something that you can do for yourself. You can get in there, be intentional.
Yes.
Expect transformation, because we've seen it. I've seen it. That's why I'm back, and you're certainly back, and you have curated the right agenda. And this is all about registration. And I want to see you guys out there, because it is so worth it. It is just a wonderful experience that you just can't afford to miss. So
we get about half of the people in the room that have been to WiLB before every year. So about 50% come back. They don't necessarily come every year because they're in different stages of their life, but they all come back at some point. And then about 50% are new. And that's, to me, the perfect mix, because I don't want everybody to be back every year. Not that I love you and I welcome you back, but then you get into this closed
fresh blood.
We need fresh blood. So we get new fresh blood in there. Last year, we had a woman that came from Vancouver, paid her own way to come. So her company didn't pay for it, wouldn't pay for it, but she paid for it herself. She ended up flying to Ottawa because her sister was there. She got stuck. That was during an ice storm in Ottawa. We were in March last year. She couldn't get to the conference through. I think her flight was canceled. Her sister had to drive her from Ottawa to Niagara, which is about a 5-6 hour drive, just so she could be there for the conference. I mean, people go to incredible lengths to get themselves there because it's worth it.
It is worth it. It's true. I mean, I remember you sparked a memory because that ice storm was a thing. And I remember
it was hard for people to get there last year.
For sure. Yeah. I remember calling the hotel and saying, can I get a room? I'm going to come a day early because I'm hearing about this ice storm. And I did. And even driving, the weather was still treacherous when I was going anyway.
It was bad.
But it was worth it.
Yeah. Everybody made it safe and sound. We love that they came early. It was just, it's a bonding experience when the weather's bad and you have something like that. We've had conferences at the same time of year where it's been 20 degrees and we've been out on the patio having drinks on the patio. So our weather in Canada is pretty crazy.
It is pretty crazy, but I do like this September switch. I'll tell you that much.
I'm not the only one.
Yeah. So I'd like to just thank everybody for watching, whether you're watching live or on the replay. We will be looking at your comments. We will, if you have any questions, please message us from the WiLB page. You can send an email, go on to the website as well. Leave your comments down below. We'll make sure they are answered. And we'll make sure.
Ask any questions. We'll answer your questions. If you have questions about the conference, if you've never been before and you don't understand what we're talking about, because these experiences you haven't been there, just ask a question. And if you have comments or stories, as you said before, Cher, we would love to hear them. Share your stories because that's what helps people understand this experience and what it could mean to them.
100%. So at this time, we are going to let you go on with the rest of your day, night, morning, depending on when you're watching this. But definitely visit the websites right here, and check it out. Do not sit on the fence on this one because you have to make the decision to improve, to level up. Right. And it starts now.
And it's a choice. It's a conscious, intentional choice. And we would love to be part of that choice and help you on your path forward.
100%. So thank you so much for watching. My name is Cher Jones and this is Tammy Sweeney. And we are going to be back. And if you have any questions that you want to see in a future episode of Drinking Coffee, we'll be drinking coffee with Tammy and Cher. Let us know. We'll hook you up.
Let us know.
Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Cher.